Imagine watching a documentary about 19th century Paris, or strolling through an open-air museum like St. Petersburg. You step into an old tenement building and pause, struck by its grandeur, ceilings soaring 3.5 meters high, floor-to-ceiling windows, and rooms each spanning 20 to 25 square meters. It's a testament to space, air, and dignity. People lived in these environments, breathing, thinking, creating. Now consider what the market offers today. An apartment, 20 square meters, ceilings 2.5 meters high, sometimes even lower. The rent? Between $1,600 and $2,000 a month. In such a place, you could be sitting on the toilet and literally watch your partner make breakfast. This isn't a joke. It's the reality for millions in cities like Moscow, London, Hong Kong, and Istanbul. What if I told you this isn't merely a coincidence? What if it's the biggest economic scam of modern capitalism, meticulously designed to keep you poor forever? And, as a bonus, to make you anxious, depressed, and entirely manageable. Why? Let's dive in. Let's start with the science, because it's all well documented. Research in environmental psychology reveals a direct link between living space and mental well-being. Individuals in cramped apartments exhibit elevated cortisol levels, the stress hormone. A chronic sense of confinement triggers the same physiological response as a constant low-intensity threat. Your brain literally can't relax because the surrounding space signals resources are scarce. There's no escape. High ceilings aren't just an aesthetic preference. Experiments have shown that people in rooms with high ceilings think more abstractly, creatively, and freely. Low ceilings, conversely, literally constrict thought. You become reactive rather than proactive. It's harder to formulate long-term plans, envision the future, or believe in your own capabilities. Cramped conditions worsen sleep, increase irritability, and strain relationships. Conflicts happen more frequently in small apartments simply because there's no physical space to retreat and be alone. So, you live in your cage, tense, exhausted, sleep-deprived. You pick up your phone and get lost in reels and shorts for 3 hours? This isn't a weakness of character. It's the predictable response of an overloaded brain seeking cheap dopamine release. And this, too, is another trap set by the same system. Because a depressed, anxious individual is the ideal consumer. They eat away their stress. They buy unnecessary things to feel some semblance of control over their lives. They don't invest. They spend. They don't build businesses. They scroll through feeds. They don't take to the streets to demand better. They maintain the status quo because they lack the energy or mental resources for change. Corporations know this perfectly well. Fast food, fast fashion, streaming services, microloans. This entire market thrives on anxious, exhausted people who lack space and time. A small apartment isn't just housing. It's a factory for producing the ideal consumer. Dependent, predictable, and unquestioning. Now, let's talk money. At the heart of it all is a very simple yet brutal mathematical equation. A developer acquires urban land, which is inherently expensive. That's a given. The sole objective then becomes to extract maximum profit from every square meter of that plot. The solution is elegant and ruthless. Subdivide living spaces into the smallest possible units. An 18 square meter studio might sell for $2,000 per square meter, while a 3-bedroom apartment in the same building goes for $1,400. The developer earns significantly more from a single floor by simply segmenting it into these cells. There's no mystery here, just pure greed, amplified by weak regulation and corrupt approval processes. Next, you're saddled with a mortgage. For 25 years, you hand over money to the bank each month for the right to live in a space that psychologically oppresses you. You can't quit the job you hate. You can't move. You can't take risks. A mortgage debtor is someone whose every degree of freedom has been irrevocably cut off by the system. They'll work under any conditions. They'll stay silent. They'll endure. Because behind them are 25 years of payments and an apartment so small you can barely turn around in it. And note this. It operates the same way in Moscow, London, Dubai, and Seoul. This isn't a localized issue or a random market glitch. It's the very architecture of the system. Land is monopolized. Minimum living space standards are intentionally not implemented or are kept low. Developers have lobbied for this for decades in most countries. In some European nations, it's legally forbidden to build apartments smaller than 30 square meters. And there, the housing situation is markedly different. Where such regulations are absent, the market inevitably devolves into these tiny cells. The way out? Start with awareness. You're not earning poorly or mismanaging your money. You're a participant in a system structurally designed against you. Demand minimum housing standards be enshrined in law. Calculate the true cost of a 25-year mortgage, not just the apartment price, but the total sum of payments over its lifetime. Recognize that the space you inhabit shapes your thoughts, your ambitions, and your mental health as surely as food shapes your body. And stop considering a small mortgaged apartment to be the norm. It's not the norm. It's a scam.